It was honed in when I was coming up that if your marriage doesn't work, it's the woman's fault. I mean, after all, you know the scripture. It's a wise woman that built her house, but it's the foolish woman that plucketh it down with her hands. I was taught when I was coming up, no matter what, you stay there. But you don't understand. He spit on me in my face. No, but you got a man. You able to say you got a man, but you don't understand, not once but twice. You don't understand. I didn't feel like I mattered. You just stay there. But you don't understand. He says to me, fuck you, bitch. Just stay there. Don't tell nobody. But you don't understand. He says, if you're not happy, I don't need you. I can do this by myself. No, honey, baby, just stay there. It was honed in that if your marriage didn't work, then you were deemed a failure. If you stay there, you pass the test, and it makes you a good woman. I heard on the news recently that a pastor whose wife had bore him 8 children, and for whatever the reason was, he chopped her up, yes, literally cut her up and put her in a deep freeze, and the oldest daughter was privy to that, and it was the community or whatever, city, whatever, just accepted the fact of the story that the husband told, and that she died, you know, and years the kids had to go to church and listen to their daddy on the pulpit preaching. And every now and again he'd look over at the oldest daughter especially and talk about the mercy of God and talk about how God is a forgiving God, and talked about how that we're not perfect. And so the young daughter, you know, I believe she probably really did love God, and just all of those things that were said, she just accepted it to be so until it came out. So a lot of girls and young ladies' mission is to just nab them a man, nab them a brother. And I remember when I was 17, I had graduated early from high school and engaged to be married, was in love and had bought the house, and date was set, wedding dress bought, and bridesmaid, the whole nine. And the marriage was called off for whatever reason. I tried to commit suicide because at that point I felt like a real failure for real. And God blessed me through that ordeal, and I'll talk more about it if you follow me on YouTube. Preacher's or pastor's ex-wife, just follow me there. But nonetheless, I'll talk about that later. But I made it through that. And the next brother came in the church, started dating, if you want to call it that, and 4 months later we were married. And to be real honest, and I'm keeping things 100, to be real honest, I would allow him to do certain things to me and touch me in certain places. I never unclothed myself, but I would allow him to touch me. I never liked none of it. I felt so nasty. I felt so dirty. And I remember saying, in an effort to stop all of this every day, it was an everyday ordeal for the 4 months. I remember saying, we're not supposed to be doing this unless we're married. And the response was, well, let's get married then. Okay. And then we got married. The marriage lasted 25 years. And I'm the type of person that whatever I do, I put 125% in it. And I was a good wife. Cook, clean, all of the above. I did it all. And I just want to be a voice now for, well, I don't want to be a voice for anybody. I just want to be my voice. Let me just put it that way. Marriage, so I was told, makes you successful. And because I went through so much in the church coming up, and I was exposed to so much devilment in the church, when my then husband said he wanted to pastor, in my heart I really didn't want to pastor, but for him I did it, and I gave 125%. Come down to the youth department, the musician, the praise team, the choir, the women's department, the whole nine. I was the hardest working member in the church. Having said all of that, or I said all of that to say this, is that in the midst of all of that, I lost myself. No matter what I did in life, I do in life, I give 125%. And so we got married, and 2 days into my marriage, I received a phone call asking me to take on this brother's 6-year-old daughter. And then I was told by one of the members in the church, well, you gotta take whatever comes with him. And now don't get it twisted. It's not like the baby was staying with her daddy. The baby mama's mama called me. And so here you have it, at 19 years of age, I have a 6-year-old daughter. 5 years into my marriage, realizing I couldn't bear any children, I adopted my adorable son, who now is in his 5th year in college. 3 years later, we adopted my beautiful daughter, who is 20 years old now. And I was a good mother to all 3 of my children. Absolutely. I remember when I sat in the divorce court, they require you to go to classes or whatever. And I remember that there was this couple sitting behind me, or us rather, and oh bless her heart, nice looking couple, just nice looking. So looks don't mean nothing. Looks don't. You see a couple that looks nice, that don't mean nothing. Don't mean a thing. But nonetheless, this couple, just a beautiful couple. He was handsome and she was beautiful. She was just crying. She was just crying, and I wasn't crying. And they had a recess, a break or whatever, and she leaned up to me, and the men went out or whatever, and she leaned up to me. And she said, "You seem like you're taking this so easy." And then I told her, I said, yeah, I told her, I said, it's been 25 years. I said, and I had to find myself.